going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Casey L. King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. I told y'all I was gonna come through with the honest, unbiased review, and your man's is here to tell you. WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania 38 Night 1, Vince McMahon, good job. Good job. First two matches, third match, everything picked up, and I said it. I was saying it, and as you know me, I never trust Vince McMahon when it's concerning us. I said what was going to make or break the show is what took place with Bianca and Becky. And the ladies, they listen, for me, by far best match of the night. Now, everybody got their picks. People saying Cody and Seth outdid them. Hey, you can believe that all you want. I won't even disagree with that. I won't. But for me, match of the night, because I knew that this was going to set the pace of everything else. If Bianca didn't go over, who cares what else would have happened? And kudos to my main man, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Listen, I'm one to be talking about old school clowns coming out of retirement. Listen, I know fools going to be like, well, look at Sting. Well, Sting only been retired for, 3 years? Now he done came back, and he out here putting on bangers. Stone Cold actually didn't look too bad out there with Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? I had a feeling it was going to be a match. I said, come on now. This is the main event. They not finna just sit there and talk. You know that this is going to somehow turn into a match. Look, let's go ahead and break down the show. I'm going to talk about every match. Like I said, night one, listen. For me, this is my game. Have no expectations when it comes to pay-per-views. Don't expect nothing and allow them to go out there and wow you when they did. So let's go ahead and break down this show. We open up the show. This country cat named Brantley Gilbert brought us in with America the Beautiful. So then apparently it was 77,899 strong, I believe. So we open up the show with Rick Bruce, Shinsuke Nakamura taking on the Usos for the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. Now, apparently, there was the audible call. Rick Boogs legit got injured in this match. I'm going to be honest with you. The Usos normally have bangers. This matchup was way off. It wasn't even really, it was kind of boring. Usos used to be banging, and Nakamura was great. Rick Boogs' situation, I think the injury is what messed up everything. Like I said, Rick Boogs and Nakamura was supposed to win, according to Brian Alvarez and them. But the injury took place, made the match just completely finished. The Usos, they retain, they get their championships, they keep them. So this is basically setting the mold, because we know what we want for tomorrow night. Everybody and their mama's mama know dang well the only right decision is for Roman Reigns to beat Brock. Makes no other sense for Brock to win. I don't care what nobody got to say. People come up with every kind of stupid decision on having Vince book Brock going over. That's a no. So like I said, this match just kind of fell flat. Like I said, I don't know if my man legit was injured before that spot where the Usos got on top of him, and he just felt like, you saw, he just fell down. Now, I thought he was faking. I thought he was just selling the injury. He was just selling. No, he wasn't selling. He legit got hurt. So, like I said, I'm wishing Rick Boogs a speedy recovery. And obviously, when he get back, they'll have their rematch, but that won't be for a while. So, that's that. So, they retain that. So, the right team won, because the Usos be losing left and right. They don't... Listen, WWE is a place where champions lose 24/7. It's sad. Champions lose all the time, except if your name is Brock. I mean, if your name is... Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That's about it. But if all the other champions be losing 24/7. So let's go ahead and talk about what's next. We get this matchup. I didn't care nothing about this match. Now listen, this is no disrespect to Corbin, no disrespect to Drew McIntyre, but this matchup has been done 50 million times. And listen, I'm just not the biggest Drew McIntyre fan. Now, I know it's a lot of people that love Drew McIntyre. I know a certain somebody that be slaying all over that man, all over my timeline. Shout out to my main girl, Miss Mandy. She love that boy. She love him. Shout out to my man G Nation, who was talking about Drew McIntyre's run back in Impact. I'm pretty sure he had a great run in there Listen, I never said Drew McIntyre can't wrestle. Drew McIntyre can wrestle his tail off. Dude has had bangers all the time. It's just for me, he's just not my guy. And I really never really cared about Corbin. Now, a lot of people like the bum Corbin. They don't like this new Corbin. I've been hit the jackpot and got all the money and hanging out with this clown named Madcap Moss, who apparently won the Andre Battle Royal, which that title was nothing. Just to have that accomplished, it just really means absolutely nothing. So, like I said, they really tried their best to make this something. It wasn't nothing. And I already knew who was going over. Drew McIntyre gets the victory. Now, after the match, Drew pulls out his sword and he whacks the turnbuckles and the whole belt comes loose. He was trying to swing it at Madcap Moss. He swings it on the turnbuckles and the whole belt just collapsed. It all collapsed. So they had to use a bunch of commercials just for them to put the thing back together. So that's that. So first two matches was kind of, duds. Then we get to this matchup. This match right here. Now, I'm glad that Ray. Now, listen. Let me tell you something about this. Everybody was basically focusing on how good Logan Paul's gonna look. We know what Mia's gonna do. You know what Ray and Dominic gonna do. This is all about, can Logan Paul be just as good as Bad Bunny? I'm gonna be 1,000% unbiased. I can't stand the Pauls. I don't like neither one of them. Jake and Logan are some of the. You talk about culture and appropriation, sellout clowns. I don't care nothing about them. But did the man actually look like he know what he's doing? Somewhat. This was a somewhat decent tag team match. He did play the heel role perfectly because the fans was booing the mess out. And then this fool literally tried to do his own version of Eddie Guerrero. I was like, man, if you don't sit your little goofy, little corny behind down somewhere, he tried it, man. And, Ray and them actually lost this match. And listen, actually, if you was keeping up with the score, it was heel, babyface, heel. So I was sitting up and saying to myself, well, somebody leaked the lineup that was happening. So we knew that, because I was going around saying that Bianca and them was going to open the show. Bianca and them was coming up next. So I was like, man, I'm glad that the heels went over. Now, after the match, The Miz turned on Logan Paul, and my goodness, The Miz got a huge baby face pop. That just shows you that cats don't like Logan Paul at all. So obviously Logan Paul's going to be sticking around, so we're going to be getting The Miz versus Logan Paul. If he can get better in the ring, hey, WWE might got something on their hands with this young man. So kudos to them. Like I said, match wasn't that bad. I still think Bad Bunny is better. That's just my personal take. I think Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, The Miz, and Morrison did a better job last year than this year. It was okay. It was an okay tag team match. I'm not finna just take a dump on it. But like I said, it could have been better. You know what I'm saying? Logan Paul, he tried. But the best part of this whole match was The Miz doing the skull-crushing finale. Whatever his, I don't know what The Miz, I forgot what his finish is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I forgot what it is. I'm getting his move mixed up with Seth Rollins. But he did that move set on that man. Everybody in the arena went berserk. I said, hey, that's how you do it. I said it. I said that was the best part of the whole match. So that's that. So we move on. And we get ready for me. Oh, now, Stephanie came out and she introduced WWE's newest sensation, the young man who just won gold medalist in the College National Wrestling Championship, Gable Stevenson. He is their newest signee now. WWE has another black dude on their hands. Y'all already know how I feel about when we come through. I'm going to see how he's booked. I'm not going to be watching all the time. I'm going to be keeping my eye on how he's presenting, Will they have him buck dancing? Who knows? I don't know. Because you know how WWE get, you know what I'm saying? But let's go. Let's move on. So, we get to this matchup right here. Listen, the story was not really supposed to happen. Let's just keep it a buck. Because the way how Bianca got jobbed out at Summer Joke last year, Vince McMahon didn't have nobody else. So he said, you know what, let's go ahead and let's do what we screwed up from the beginning. Now, Becky Lynch looked great. Her new hairstyle, she redyed her hair back to how she used to look at, when she first debuted and everything. So she came out, she drove up in some kind of truck or something like that, walked out there big time, Becky. And she looked good. Then, it was all about this young lady right here. Bianca had HBCU college marching band. I believe they was Texas something. They was from Texas. Man, they was out there doing work. They was out there. I said, listen, Bianca always been put in for the culture. This is one of the major reasons it's just something about this young lady that, like I said, look, you looking at somebody who was not a fan of Bianca at first. I'm talking about back when she was under Triple H's watch. She just grew on me, and then I started to see, I said, you know what, I'm going to like this girl. I like this young lady. And I just became a fan. And Triple H wasn't doing her right at all. She was losing at every dang that takeover she went to. I said, come on, Triple H. I said, I got to give Vince McMahon, white supremacist behind, props. The fact that he's been doing a way better now outside of that crap that he did in Summer Joe, because that was uncalled for. But at least the fact that she was winning championships in the main roster than she was in NXT. So at least I got to give Vince McMahon props on that, you know. She came out looking extremely great. I mean, I listen. Both ladies look good. The match itself, for me, this was the match of the night. And I said it. This matchup was going to set the precedent for everything else. If this young lady right here did not go over, I'm telling y'all, if she did not go over, the rest of the show would have fell flat. I don't care if Cody showed up. I don't care if Stone Cold would have put out a great match with Kevin Owens at the end. This right here was going to change the mood of everything. If she did not win, now remember, one-on-one wrestling logic. If you look like a bum going into WrestleMania, normally whoever looked like a bum ends up winning. And when she cut her hair, I was like, I was like, I don't think she's going to win. Listen, I'm so glad to be wrong. I'm telling you, I am happy. Because this matchup was great. These two was going at it. They was tearing each other up, doing all kind of crazy movesets, trying to tear each other up. And the story behind this, both girls were getting very frustrated that they couldn't take each other out. Becky was getting very frustrated that every move she tried, she couldn't beat Bianca. Same thing with Bianca. She was getting very frustrated because she thought she had Becky on the lock. She couldn't get it done. And time again, they kept trying. They kept doing this. They kept doing that. It wasn't working. The crowd was so invested. Everybody was on the edge of their seat. And finally, Bianca dethroned big time Bex. She does her move on her. She gets the 1, 2, 3, and she is now the Raw Women's Champion. Vince McMahon, you please book this young lady like she means something. Don't have her going out there looking like a complete bum like you did before. This is what we want. Everybody is so happy. We are so proud of this young lady. She represents for us all the time. Do her right, Vince. Do her right. Salute to Becky for putting her over. Becky did what she had to do. Kudos to her. Bianca posted a tweet. She said 3 down, 1 to go. That means she has one girl to dethrone. And I'm going to talk about her when I talk about their matchup. But, hey, for me, this set the tone for the rest of the night. Best match on the whole show. Great. The ladies, they killed it. They did what they had to do. Bravo to the both of them. I take my hat off to both of them. Good job, Vince McMahon, for doing the right thing. Because he know dang well if she didn't win, forget it. The rest of the show would have been done. Nobody give a care. Because everybody would have been too busy complaining online. Y'all already know how it worked. So, we get to after this match. And right after them was followed by Mrs. Becky Lynch's husband, Seth Rollins. So Seth come out there, he got a choir. He looked like he borrowed Becky's robe, was out there directing the choir and everything, right? So word already got out. I've been knowing about Cody coming to WWE for a long time. It was just the anticipation. Everybody was like, is he going to show up this week on Raw? Didn't show up. Is he going to show up? No, he ain't. Then you had the dirt sheets basically saying one thing. Dirt sheets talk about he backing out. I'm like, man, look, you know dang well he's showing up. You know he's showing up, especially what TK did last night. Oh, you know he's showing up. Vince and them allowed him to keep his music and everything. And he had all the pyro that he wanted and all that crazy stuff. Dallas went crazy. Mr. AEW is now WWE bound. He is on the show. He's there. There's no, listen, this is the decision that he made. He felt that the cats in AEW, quote unquote, the EVPs and Tony Khan, quote unquote, wasn't doing him right. So he said, let me bounce. Let me go. Because obviously they was online tweeting about it. The Young Bucks talk about some, he ain't one of us and all this and we good. Now I'm like, look, they should just let bygones be bygones. Just respect the man's decision. This is what he wanted to do. He decided to come back to the E. Vince McMahon finally sees him as a main event player. By all means, the matchup itself was pretty much booked as if he was still in AEW. A whole bunch of false finishes. How do I feel? Now, like I said, a lot of people believe that this was basically the best match on the show. You can have that right all you want. But for me, I'm not going to lie. I kind of fell out in the middle of the match because I think it went a little bit too long. Like I said, Cody Rhodes, you know how Cody Rhodes matches are. I think Cody Rhodes, in order for Cody Rhodes' match to be off the chain, he got to be in the ring with somebody that he has excellent chemistry with. Did he have good chemistry with himself? Yes, he did. But for me, like I said, I kind of just fell flat. Like, I was like, you know what? All right, this kind of going on a little bit too long. Cody needs to hurry up and get this victory. And the line of the whole matchup was what Seth told him. Seth told him, welcome to the big leagues, female dog. That was not only a direct shot at Cody, that was a direct shot at Tony Khan, a direct shot at the Young Bucks, a direct shot at Kenny Omega and everybody over at AEW. That's all that was. That was a direct shot. Welcome to the big leagues, female dog. That's all you had to say. That's it. Cody gets the win. Now, they were saying that whoever won this match gets whoever wins between Brock and Roman. We're going to see. We're definitely going to see. And obviously, this man is on Monday Night Raw, from what I'm told. I think he's going to be on Raw. So, we'll see. We'll see, like I said. So, a pretty good match. Obviously, for me, it was definitely the second best match on the show. Like I said, they went out there, they did what they had to do. But Cody wins. So, he's there. He's officially part of the WWE. So, after that, we get the Hall of Fame inductees. Everybody came out. The Steiners, representing the late Shad Gaspar for the Warrior Award, his son and his wife. Representing for the late Vader, his son and his wife. And then representing herself, Miss Queen Sharmell. And then, right after all of them, you know the man himself, the myth, the man, the legend himself, Mr. 25-2 at WrestleMania. Undertaker came out. Fans loved it. You already know he had to get his own little spot. Y'all already know how that worked. Like I said, I seen the clips of the Hall of Fame show. Everybody that went in, I don't have a problem. Everybody deserved to go up in there. So kudos to that. It was an excellent segment, very good segment. Now we get to this matchup. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was in and out of this match. Charlotte and Ronda. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. They tried. I'm not gonna say it was a bad match, but it was personally, for me, it was definitely the worst match on the whole show. Like I said, the ladies tried. They did what you could. And I heard that it was supposed to be some foolishness that took place in the match. Oh boy, was there some foolishness? Charles Robinson messing up and getting caught up and getting laid out and all this crazy stuff. And I had a feeling that if Bianca won, it wasn't nowhere in the world that Ronda was winning this title tonight. I just already knew it. I knew it. It was only one of them had to change. And Becky did the right thing. She put Bianca over. That was the best decision. Kudos to Vince. This situation right here, I got to politic to get the main event, but she didn't get the main event. She didn't. She ended up winning. Obviously, this ain't over. They're going to continue this, so we'll see what they do next. Hopefully, the next matchup is better, and Ronda needs to go to promo school. Listen, Paul Heyman, get with her. If you need to be her mouthpiece, get with her, so cats can actually care about Ronda. Now everybody was acting like they was mad. I said, man, look here, now come on, y'all, just cut it, just cut it. And speaking of cutting it, now before I talk about Stone Cold and Kevin Owens, they was hyping up New Day versus Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland. They got cut. I said I feel bad for them because you had 2 hours on the pre-show. I said somebody got to be on the pre-show. Why don't you put New Day versus Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, a.k.a. Pete Dunne. You had them. You decided to waste 2 hours of foolishness on that trash. This had to be the worst pre-show I've seen going to WrestleMania in years. You had they match right there, and they was online. Xavier Woods was upset about it. He said, hey, guys, who do you guys think is going to win the match? Talking about their match. And then Sheamus put a picture of scissors as if they got cut. So obviously they've been pushed to the mark. This is bogus as heck for that. You had them right there ready for the pre-show, and you decided to go that way. Vince is wrong. He wrong with two left shoes. I don't care how people look at it. People can say I'm tripping. No, Vince is wrong. You had the pre-show. You had them ready to put them on the pre-show. You had it. You said you booked them for Saturday night. You was showing what took place. And they, again, you had no business showing Big E getting his neck broke. You could have found a way to just, it's been times where they would show something, an injury or whatever, but what they would do is they would block it out. Vince and them didn't care. So you show all that so people thinking we going to get the match. Now, it was obvious. And then Kofi and Woods actually was on the pre-show said, tonight we going to take care of the trash. They said that. They didn't take care of no trash because they wasn't on the show. That's terrible. That's terrible booking. Vince McMahon, you get a feel on that situation. So, like I said, this matchup was, for me, worst match on the show. It was even worse than the first two matches. And they did with those matches was boring to say. But, like I said, worst match on the show right here. Charlotte retains like I called it. I knew she was going to retain. So, that's that. So, now we get to the main event. The KO show featuring Steve Austin. KO comes out. He sits down. And he said, all right, I'm here. Let's just go. I'm calling Steve Austin out. We in Texas. Texas is dumb. The people are dumb. Oh, you just disrespected Texas. The music hit. And the crowd goes nuts. Listen, he ain't been in the game, almost 20 years. Let's say 19 years because it was 2003. So almost 20 years. That crowd went nuts. They went ecstatic. It was insane. I mean, look, I was like, look at, I came from, I thought it was great. And then he said, oh no. He said, and you saw how the stage was. I said, he got to go get that ATV. That's exactly what he did. He went and got that ATV. And I mean, look, I know I haven't really talked about a certain, gift that I was blessed with, but when the beat dropped, your man was up there beatboxing, so I'm going to do a little sample of what I was doing, so y'all tell me how y'all feel about this beatboxing. Here we go. Listen, I was doing that throughout the whole time. I ain't gonna lie. So Stone Cold get down there, sit down, and he said, look here, man. Look, what do you want? He said, he said what he said to him, and then Kevin Owens was like, listen, I didn't bring you out here to have a talk show. Now, obviously, Stone Cold had on his ring gear. I said, they finna wrestle. They definitely gonna wrestle. He got the knee braces on. He got the shoes on. He got his wrestling gear. And Kevin Owens, he had his wrestling gear on. I said, they finna wrestle each other. You already know that. Kevin Owens said, I didn't bring you out here to have a talk show. I brought you out a retirement because I want to have a match with you. And Stone Cold said, you know what? Who here wants to see me whip his butt and all this stuff? Give me a heck yeah and all this. And the crowd went, y'all know how they do. The whip chants, all that crazy stuff. And sure enough, they said, get a ref out there. Referee ran out there. They turned it to a no-holds bar. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, for somebody who hasn't wrestled in 19 years, Stone Cold did look kind of old. I'm not going to lie about that. He looked old. But my mans was out there putting in the work. And Kevin Owens was doing everything that he had to do to make sure he protected. They literally went into the crowd doing flips onto the dog. I mean, they flipping each other and all up on the concrete. I'm like, my man Dane is 60 years old, still trying to go. I'm like, man, listen, man, look, it was definitely a nostalgia thing. Trust me. But here's the deal. This is the sad part. The fact that we got to keep going back to the old school to try to save a show. Vince, this is a prime example. You must continue to build new stars. Listen, our childhood heroes won't be around forever. They just won't. You got to build new stars, man. Bianca is a prime example. Keep doing right by her. You got so many other people that you can be pushing. So many. But you continue to book them like they not even worth a dang. Man, listen, it was great seeing Stone Cold. Stone Cold and Kevin, they did what they had to do. I thought the match was fine. I thought they did a great job. It was very entertaining. The beer all over the place. Stone Cold drinking all over the place. All that crazy stuff. Even Kevin Owens got a stunner on that man. He thought he was going to pin him. Stone Cold said, you ain't finna beat me by my own move. And then so that man went and got a chair. And he called himself trying to whack Stone Cold. Then whacked his own self in the head. Stone Cold does the stunner. 1, 2, 3, match over. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I said, Vince McMahon, I got to give you a passing grade tonight because, sir, you delivered. I said, it's good for me not to have expectations when it's concerning the WWE pair. Listen, I'm coming like this even with Tony Khan. I need to just not have expectations and then let them wow me. And I got to give him props. Vince McMahon did a great job tonight. Everybody did a great job tonight. Outside of the foolishness that I said I wasn't feeling, it's a good show. Very good show. So for tonight, so I'm only doing half because it's a 2-part thing. So I'm doing night 2. So for night 1, I'm going 4 out of 5 for night 1. 4 out of 5 for me. So tomorrow's show, whatever my grade is, I'll add it all up, and then that will be my final grade for night 2 for WrestleMania altogether. But as of right now, night 1 was excellent. I got no complaints. You listening to a dude that can't stand Vince McMahon. Y'all call me. Listen, I know I ride with Tony Khan a lot, but listen, I'm not here to shield. I'm here to be unbiased as I could possibly can. WrestleMania delivered tonight. They did a great job. Everybody did great. I personally think that this night 1 was better than WrestleMania 37, and Bianca and Sasha was outstanding. But this night 1 for WrestleMania 38, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for me. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, y'all tell me how y'all felt about your show. Y'all hit the comment section up. Y'all tell me everything. Tell me how you felt. Maybe certain matches that I said I wasn't feeling, maybe y'all thought those matches was way better than everything. Hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. You know, do what y'all got to do. This is your boy Caseyville, King Self for Life Wrestling It Takes. I'll see y'all cats tomorrow night for night 2's results. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Talk to me.